So that's really, really good. I see more and more people popping in, so I think I'm going to start a little bit, just a little bit, like start talking about why I wanted to do this session today. So once again, welcome to all the people that have come in here now. I really, really appreciate you coming to want to practice with me today. Yeah, the session has been called the Metal Yoga Session. I chose to call it Warrior because basically I wanted to make a class inspired by why I started doing yoga like 3 years ago now. So I actually started yoga after we did a mini tour with Sylvaine together with Hierarchy for the Sky in, I believe it was 2017. After that tour, it was just like a little tour for us. It wasn't anything major to boast about, but just I noticed I really wanted to find something to kind of calm my mind, but also to be able to like calm the body, soften the body, strengthen the body, because obviously even just doing a couple of like a week or so of touring, you really quickly realize that obviously there's a lot of things to think about, and like it's really important to take care of yourself when you're out on the road. So after coming back from that tour in 2017, I basically started looking into yoga. It was something I had done in the past, but not really seriously, because I figured it would be a good way to not only like strengthen my body, but it would also be a good way to like reconnect with my mind, calm my mind, and something that could be very healthy in my lifestyle, being a musician and everything. So yeah, that's basically how I got into yoga, because I wanted to deal with my like anxiety, the mental things that come up, especially when you're on tour. They're obviously like escalated more than anywhere else. And also just the physical aspect, like when you're out like on tour, you drive a lot, you sit around a lot, you wait a lot, basically. So it's nice to have something that can energize the body, but like in a very loving and soft way. So that's basically why I started yoga like 3 years ago, to help myself be better on tour and in general. And that's why I wanted to make this session basically around that. So obviously this can apply to anyone. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a musician or anything to do this kind of thing. That's just what inspired me for this specific session. So yes, thank you so much once again for joining me here today. I'm really, really sorry about the technical issues and that you guys have to wait so long. That's terrible. But I'm really happy that you're here with me, and we're going to practice together and hopefully generate something positive, especially in these days when things look rather bleak for all of us. So I'm going to shut the fuck up and we're going to get on the mat. Basically, whatever you have, I'm going to adjust because I obviously, there we go. Yeah, we're going to get on the mat. So as I said, since this practice is actually inspired by like tour life and how it is to be on tour, I also tried to keep that in mind. We built the practice, so it could be something you could bring with you in a situation like that. So I've tried to focus on a lot of standing poses and stuff like that, so you don't really need a yoga mat or anything fancy specific to do with this practice. So we're just going to stand and we're going to start in what's called mountain pose. So this pose, basically you want to already start thinking about stacking your bones. So you want to bring your hips over your knees over the ankles, and just like bring a nice integrity to the spine, just like straight spine. Everything's good, but you don't want to be like tense. You want to keep loose knees, loose hips, and everything. So also want to mention, as we're starting here, that I had prepared a soundtrack for this practice with you guys. But unfortunately, same thing, technical issues. I am such a grandma, so apparently it wasn't my day today when it came to that. So excuse me for that. But I invite you guys to play anything you want, like just blast it loud and just take a moment to enjoy yourselves here. So whatever works for your flow, your mood today, please bring it to the practice. So we're going to start here. Mountain pose. I'm going to invite you to bring your palms together at your heart. Now, don't worry. I'm sure that there's several of you out there that's thinking, oh God, this is going to be some like namaste, whatever bullshit. Yes, of course, yoga also has this aspect, and the spiritual aspect is very important to me personally. But if you don't resonate with that kind of thing, then just think of this as a moment you take for yourself to be with yourself and just like notice how you feel. Like really listening to your body today. So you're going to bring your palms together at your heart. And I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. You can also just stare out in front of you, but just like keep a soft gaze, not focusing on anything specific. We're going to stay here. Nice energy up through the front body and grounding through the back body. So for those of you who might have just joined in, as I was explaining, this practice is inspired by the reason I discovered yoga and fell in love with it, basically, which was directly after a tour I had back in 2017. I wanted a way to make my mind more healthy, I guess, and reconnect body and mind and just being kind with myself, but at the same time strengthening my body, which is where yoga came into the picture. So as we stand here, we're going to start deepening the breath. So I want you to think about focusing your breath down into your abdomen, into your stomach, rather than keeping it shallow from the chest. For those of you already familiar with yoga, feel free to start using what we call ujjayi breath or ocean breath, listening to the sound of your own breath, like waves that crashes and falls. We take a minute here in the beginning just to calm the mind, especially after such a chaotic start. It's really important just to center yourself a bit here, just to make sure that you're trying your best to stay in the present moment, leaving behind what has happened before and putting it on weight, the stuff that comes afterwards. We just stand here together and we breathe. The breath is one of those really powerful tools we have. Not only does it physically calm our nervous system when we start to deepen it and breathe slower, breathe deeper, but it can also calm the mind in a way that we bring some kind of ease in, some kind of softness, and a focus on something very specific. So try your very best here to just focus on your breath for a few seconds. On your next exhale, let your head drop down towards your palms, chin going towards your chest. Take a moment here to maybe dedicate your practice to someone, something, or just set an intention for what you want to accomplish or what you want to do with this practice. It can simply be, I want to move because with this new situation we're in, I'm not moving as much. It can be, I want to reconnect with myself. I want to be loving towards myself. You can dedicate this practice to someone special in your life, or just in general, out to the world, spreading some positivity. On your next inhale, you can slowly come back up with your head, drop your hands down, open your eyes. Hello, welcome back. And we're going to start actually moving a little bit. So you're going to inhale, you're going to bend your knees, and you're going to reach up towards the sky, taking up space here. And exhale, you're going to let your arms drop back down. Same thing again. Inhale to reach up. Exhale down. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, we reach up towards the sky. Now grab your right wrist with your left hand and you're going to tilt over towards the left. Now you want to think that you're going to go up and then tilt over. That's very good. And then on your next inhale, come back up to center. And on the exhale, think up and then over as you tilt. Now, throughout this whole practice, is really important for me that you know that you're not supposed to like push your body into these poses. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, arms come back down. You always have to listen to your own body. Like, you don't have to just copy what I'm doing. The point is for you to have an experience in your body with your limitations, your abilities. So everything I'm giving is a guideline, and then you are the one that has to listen to what works for you. We're gonna bring our hands, palms behind our back. You're gonna interlace. So some of you might have tight shoulders here, so you can just keep your palms squared. If you can, bring your palms together. And we're gonna inhale, open up the chest towards the ceiling. Keeping a nice grounding down towards the floor. If you need a bit of more of a stretch here, you can always bring your arms further out behind you. Once again, listening to your body and what's right in your body. Good, and on your next exhale, you're going to release. Good. We're going to inhale, and we're going to start just basically rolling the arm. I'm going to turn here. So a lot of what I'm doing here is actually stuff I also do when I warm up before going on stage, like for singing, because obviously the instrument being the body, it's really important as a singer to be able to be loose and relaxed. We do reverse the circle. Same actually goes for any other musician, because the shoulder, neck area, arm area often brings a lot of tension. So if we can warm it up before performing myself, so very nice. And then I move to the other side. Very simple to start with, just to warm up the body a little bit. And then we're going to reverse the circle. Yeah, that's very good. You're going to inhale, you're going to send your arms out in front of you. Now, here we want to be careful to keep our shoulder in the socket before you exhale and you bring your left arm across your body. So this is stretching out the shoulder blade, especially. Once again, a big place for tension in the body. So you can keep your arm bent here as much as you need. Just listen to what's right for you. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, arms out in front, shoulder and socket. Before you exhale, bring the left arm across your body. Be careful not to lock your knees here. Keep soft. Very good. And you're going to exhale to release. You're going to just start drawing small circles with your nose. Just warming up the neck here as well. So for some people, you might, if you have any injuries or anything like this in your neck, please be very mindful. Maybe don't use the full range of your neck, but just, feel it out. This is really, really a healthy thing for the neck. Something that I recommend doing on a daily basis, actually. Reverse the circle. You're going to inhale, come back to center with your neck. You're going to drop your left ear over your left shoulder. So you can stay here, just like stretching out this part of the neck right here. If you want a bit more, you can bring your left hand and just rest it gently on your head. We're not pushing, just letting gravity work. If you need more here, you can also bring your arm out to the side for a deeper stretch through the whole, from the neck all the way down there. Remember to breathe here. Good. Inhale to come back up to center, and exhale, we switch to the other side. So first up is here. You can stay here if it feels already like a lot. Also, have to just say, as a metalhead, this is a good stretch, because obviously if you go to shows and stuff, there might be some headbanging and stuff involved, which this could really be good for. You can bring your right hand up, gently place on your head. Less blessed up, you can send your left fingertips out. Room to breathe. Great. Inhale, come back up to center. We're just gonna roll the wrist out a little bit. Once again, to all my musician homies out there, this one was quite good, just to like warm up the wrists. Listen to any noises the body might be offering here. Some creaking and cracking. Reverse the circle. And then just take a moment to just shake it off. So just like, you are at least at home, not on YouTube, so you can definitely do whatever you want here. It's not that awkward. So just like, warm it up, bring some energy, some prana to your practice. Great, very good. We're going to move into another warm-up, but a bit more like structured. We're going to start with something called a Sun Salutation. So basically, it's a flow practice. So every movement is triggered by an inhale or an exhale. And I'm going to take it slow for like the first 2 rounds, and then we're going to do 4 rounds in a bit more of a flowing tempo. So once again, listen to your body. If there's something that doesn't work for you, you can always modify, you can always simplify, you can always go deeper, depending on what kind of mood you're in today and what you can do. So bring your feet hip width apart once again. We're going to find this nice energy up through the front body, grounding through the back body. Core is engaged. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. And let's start flowing. So you're going to inhale, send your arms up towards the sky. If it feels right in your body, think up and then back as you do a back bend. Exhale to come forward. Plummet down towards the ground. Come into what we call the forward fold. Knees can be bent as much as you need here. Inhale, step back with your right foot. Knee goes down. Open your shoulders and look forward. Then retain your breath as you plant your palms. Step your left toes back. Plank pose. Pushing away from the earth. On your next exhale, bring your knees back down to the ground. You tilt your pelvis up, and then you start lowering down, chest, and then chin. On your inhale, push yourself forward, lift up, cobra pose. And on the exhale, curl your toes under, lift yourself up into downward facing dog, hips up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, step your right toes up between your hands, left knee goes down, look forward. And on the exhale, step up the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, rise up strong. And exhale, hands back down to the heart. Now, not worry if it's a little tricky the first rounds, that's totally normal. It took me a while to get this too. We're going to try it again on the other side. So we inhale to reach up. Back bend if it feels right. Exhale, plummet forward into forward fold. Knees bent as much as you need. Inhale, step your left toes back. Knee goes down. Look forward. Retain your breath as you plant your palms. Step your right toes back. Plank pose. On the exhale, lower the knees down, tilt the pelvis up towards the sky, and then lower your chest down, elbows in towards your side. Inhale, push yourself forward. Lift up, cobra pose. Exhale, push yourself up to plank pose, then to downward facing dog, hips up high. Inhale, step your left toes up between your hands. Lower the right knee down, look forward. And on the exhale, step it up, forward fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Back bend. And exhale, hands back down to the heart. And just take a moment here to breathe a little bit. Notice if your body feels any difference. Feel the energy flowing through the body, fresh blood being transported around. One of the benefits also by deepening the breath in yoga is the fact that we optimize the function of the internal organs by taking in more oxygen. So it's really, really good for the immune system, which is also very important in these times, as we know. So find a footing that you like. You can either have your feet hip width apart, so right on your hips, or you can bring them completely together, side by side. And we're going to start our flow one more time. So hands together at your heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And let's flow. Inhale, reach up towards the sky, back bend. Exhale, forward fold down towards the ground. Inhale, right toes go back, knee goes down, look forward. Retain the breath as you step your left toes back to meet the right. Exhale, knees go down, pelvis up, chest down, chin down. Inhale, push forward, cobra, rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up high. Inhale, right toes go up, step up, left knee down, forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky, back bend. And exhale, back down we go, forward fold. Inhale, step your left toes back this time. Look forward. Exhale, lift the knee. Step your right toes back. Inhale, shift forward. Lower your knees down. And then the chest, and then the chin. On your next inhale, push yourself forward. Come up, cobra. And on the exhale, send your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, left toes go up and step up. The right knee goes down, look forward. On the exhale, right knees join the left, forward fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Small back bend here. And exhale, hands come back down to the heart. And breathe, my friends. Once again, take a second here to feel it out in your body. Notice how everything is feeling. Notice how your breath has changed. If it has changed at all. We're going to prepare for one last round of Sun Salutations. So I remind you to bring your palms together at your heart once again. Be mindful of how you place your feet. Just make a conscious choice. Nice straight spine. And here we go again. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Slight back bend. Exhale, travel down towards the ground. Forward fold. Inhale, right leg goes back, right knee down. Look forward. Retain the breath as you step your left toes back. Exhale, knees down, pelvic up, chest down, chin down. Inhale, cobra, push yourself forward. Rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up. Inhale, right toes go up. Step up between your palms. Left knee down. And on the exhale, step your left toes up to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Back bend. And exhale, we go back down again. Last round. Inhale, step your left toes back this time. Left knee down. Look forward. Retain the breath as you step your right toes back. Exhale, knees go down. Chest and chin. Inhale, rise up, cobra. Exhale, push up to downward facing dog, hips up high. Inhale, left toes go up. Step up between your hands. Right knee down, look forward. Exhale, step up your feet next to each other. Inhale, rise up. Last call for back bend. And exhale, hands to heart. Very good. And we take a moment here before we move into the rest of the class. Just breathing a couple of cycles here. Calming the mind. That's very good. Without looking down, as I just did, so don't follow my lead, I want you to step your feet together, like really together, so they're side by side. Trust yourself on that. You don't really need to look down to do this, even though I just did. And you're going to inhale, send your arms out in front of you, and you're going to send them right up towards the sky. You want to keep your shoulders away from your ears, even if your arms are up. Volcano pose. So take up space here, really lifting up from the ground. And then, on your next exhale, you're going to start to sit down. You're going to send your bum basically back in space. Think like you want to sit down on a chair here. You're going to keep your arms extended out in front of you, shoulders relaxed. And you want to make sure that your legs are pushing into together here. Instead of having your tailbone out, you want to think that you want to tuck it under, engaging the core here. Coming into chair pose. Now I know this one is a bit of a bitch, but stick with it. Just try to breathe here, breathe through it. On your next inhale, bring your palms together, bring them back down to your heart, still in chair pose, lean back. And on your exhale, you're going to start twisting towards the left. So basically you can stop here. If this is already way too much for you, just stay here. Otherwise, you can continue down and maybe hook your right elbow on your left knee. And we're twisting up towards the ceiling here. Spinal twists are really, really healthy for immune system boosts, which is why I have included quite a bit of them in this practice today. Great. Now come back to center. Rise up, straighten the legs. Whew, feels good. Volcano pose once more. On your next exhale, here we go again. You're going to start to sit down as if you're sitting on a chair. Sending the bum back. Arms out in front of you. Shoulders away from ears. Arms extended. I'm going to sit here, breathe through it. I know this one is a challenging one, but just breathe, breathe, breathe. On your next inhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart space. And on the exhale, you're going to start twisting towards the right this time. Now, once again, you can stay here if this is already enough. Or you can twist further and hook your left elbow onto your right knee, spiraling your chest up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Great. Inhale to come back to center. And on the exhale, you're going to plummet down towards the ground. Forward fold. Hallelujah. So you can bring your feet hip width apart here, or you can keep them together. Just make a conscious choice of what feels good for you today. Once again, you can bend the knees as much as you want here. The point of this pose is basically to let our lumbar spine, the lower spine here, relax. So we really want to bend from the hip points here and not stay like this, rounded through the back. So you want to think that you're bending from the hip points down. So whatever allows you to do that. Take a moment here just to rest after that chair pose. Great. You can maybe like shake your head a bit loose here, like relax the neck. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Very good. We're going to inhale. You're going to drag your fingertips across the front of your legs. You're going to drag them all the way up to the front of your thighs. You're going to straighten out your spine here, basically keeping a long line from the tail to the top of your head. So you want to think that you could like balance something on your back here. Shoulder blades pushing together, elbows together in towards the body. And exhale, come back down again towards the ground. Now, bend your knees generously here. And you're going to inhale, same thing. You're going to let the fingertips trace the front of your legs, but you're going to roll up very slowly towards a standing mountain pose. So really take your time here. Feel it out. And your head be the last thing falls into place. Great, guys. Very good. We're going to step. Now you can look down, of course. You're going to step the right toes back. So the right toes want to be like this. You want to have them pointed towards the front right corner of your mat. And you can give yourself a nice wide stance here. It doesn't have to be like on a tightrope, like right next to each other. And we're basically preparing for warrior one. So find a bend in that front knee. Make sure that your front knee is over your front ankle. You want your hips to be squared towards the front, so like your hip points pointing in that direction. And really lifting the kneecap in this back leg to protect the knee and also engage the full leg. When you feel like you have your basis, you're going to bring the arms as well. Opening the chest, but relaxing the shoulders. And here we are, warrior one. Breathing deep. You're going to inhale to stretch up towards the sky, look up towards the sky. And exhale, you're going to open your arms up, let them fall down, and you're going to grab them behind you. Once again, square wrists, even just arms down if your shoulders are really tight, or you can bring your palms together. You're going to inhale, look forward here, open the chest, and exhale, you're going to start tilting forward from the hip once again, like we said before, in our forward fold, and come into humble warrior. So you can stay here if this is enough for you today, or you can join me and you can travel down towards the ground. So the point here is to not have any tension in the neck. You want it to be loose and nice. Strong legs, lifting the kneecap of that back leg to tone the muscles in those legs. On your next inhale, come back up to a flat back position, like halfway lift. And on the exhale, contract your core to bring yourself up to standing straight into the front leg. Oh, feels good. You're going to step the back leg out a little bit. And you want to keep your toes parallel to the back of the mat, so you're changing the position a bit. And we're going to prepare for warrior two this time. So basically, same thing. You want to keep a bend in the front knee, keeping the front knee over the front ankle, pushing into the back edge of that foot. Strong lift up through the front body, grounding down through the back, and then you can bring the arms out to either side. Shoulder blades are pushing together in the back. Good, very good. Strengthening the full body here. Breathing deep. On your next inhale, straighten to the front leg. And on your exhale, try to cartwheel down towards the ground, bending to the back knee, turning those toes towards the front, coming into lunge pose. You're going to plant your right palm down next to your left foot, and you're going to inhale, drag your left fingertips across your body, and up towards the ceiling, twisting up towards the sky. Once again, if you're here, that's fine. That's not a problem. If you're here, that's also fine. Just think about trying to twist your heart up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, come back down. You're going to inhale, step your left toes back to plank pose. So in plank pose, we want to keep the wrists over under the shoulders, pushing away from the ground. Building the core strength here. Really good for the legs as well. And on your exhale, send your hips up towards the sky and come into downward facing dog. So in this pose, I know this pose is a bit challenging for people. If you have wrist problems, You can come on to fists here. You can even like hold on to your mat to try to put a little bit of weight out of your fingers and your wrists. You can bend your knees here generously. Just keep pushing into the mat, trying to really lengthen the spine here. Maybe walk it out a little bit, stretching the back of the legs. And then next inhale, we're going to slowly start to walk, like crisscross your feet all the way towards your hands. I know this can be a little bit tricky. Just do your best. That's more than good enough. Until you're back to our forward fold. So this is basically our resting pose right here. So take a moment to find something that feels good, that feels loving. Maybe stretching out some parts of the body that needs it. Shaking out the neck, maybe. Drawing circles with the head. We're going to inhale. Trace the front of our legs. Same as we did before. Up to the top of the thighs. Straighten that spine. Chin goes up and in. We're pulling the stomach up and in as well. As you release down on the exhale. Bend your knees and inhale to start rolling up. We're going all the way up this time, so take your time. Pushing into the ground, working those legs. Rolling up very slowly, very strong. And we're back in our mountain pose. This time, you're going to step the left toes back. So same thing. You want your left toes to be facing up towards the left front corner on your mat. Basically. You want your hips to be shining towards the front so that both of the bones are pointing in this direction. And have a nice bend to the front knee. Once again, it doesn't have to be very deep. Just follow what feels good to you. Stacking the bones. And as soon as you feel that you have a good integrity in the lower body, you can add the arms as well. Warrior one on the other side. Remember to breathe deep here. On your next inhale, reach up towards the sky, look up towards the sky. And exhale, opening the arms, opening the chest, and come back into this palms tied behind the back. Now, maybe bring your opposite thumb on top, so the one that feels really weird, most likely, just to balance out both sides. So we're going to inhale here, open the chest, look up, careful with the neck. And on the exhale, you're going to tilt from the hip points forward. Once again, you can stop here if this is already more than enough for you, or you can journey down towards the ground. Humble warrior. Both legs are strong here. We're pushing into both legs. This kneecap is activated to activate the full leg here and protect the knee joints. And breathing. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. Then inhale. Come to flat back position, so parallel to the floor. And then on the exhale, activate the core and bring yourself up and straighten through the front leg. Good, great guys. We're going to step that the left foot into parallel position with the lower part of your mat. And you're going to prepare for warrior two on the other side. So same thing here, equal pressure into both feet. You're going to bend through the front knee, making sure that you're stacking the front knee over the front ankle. Finding a nice strength in both legs. Both legs are fully activated throughout the whole leg. Lift up to the front body, grounding through the back. And then you can bring the arms. Looking beyond those right fingertips. Be mindful of this knee here. Make sure it's not like splaying either way, because that can cause some really damage to your knee joints, which we don't want. And inhale, you're going to straighten to the front leg there. And on the exhale, you're going to cartwheel down towards the ground, turning that left toe towards the front again. And inhale, look forward, lunge pose. Plant your left palms next to your right foot. And inhale, drag those right fingertips across your body and all the way up towards the ceiling. Or basically as high as you can go. And on the exhale, come back down towards the ground. You're going to inhale, step your right toes back, plank pose. Pushing away from the yoga mat here. Building strength in the whole body. And on your exhale, send your hips up, high downward facing dog. Don't worry, this is the last downward facing dog in this practice. So make the most of it, even if it might be kicking your butt. So take your dog for a little walk here. Stretching out the legs. Pushing firmly into all fingertips here. Pressing into your mat. And I invite you to find a little bit of stillness here in your downward facing dog, just for a couple of breaths. So again, you can have your knees bent as much as you need. No need to have your heels on the ground. Really good. Inhale, just shift forward back into plank pose. And on the exhale, drop your knees down. Yay! And you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees, and you're going to come on to your shins, basically. Once again, if this is not a good pose for you, you can come to a cross-legged seat. You can put a pillow under your bum. You can even do this next part in a chair if you need. Whatever works for you, basically. We're just going to take a little rest here. Still keeping a nice straight spine. Yoga is actually first and foremost lengthening, strengthening, manipulation of the spine. So we always want to be very mindful of the position we keep it in throughout the practice. So I'm going to move a little to make sure that you can see me. We're just going to stay here a little bit. Breathing. Hopefully by now you feel a bit of warmth rushing through the body, just like I do. This is like really nice and regenerative feeling. And still breathing deep. You're going to inhale, send your arms out in front of you. You're going to tip your wrists down. So once again, little shout outs to everyone here that plays some kind of string instrument, piano, anything like that where you're using your wrists. It's always nice to just warm it up or like even stretch out after shows. This can also be very, very useful, obviously. So you just want to have them down. If you want to bring a little bit more, you can of course bring the opposite hand over to stretch out. You want to make sure that your shoulder is in the socket here. Maybe switch the arms out. Great, and you're going to flip your palms up this time. So same thing here, you can either stretch through your hands. Just, you can find whatever movement feels good to you, basically. Like if rolling the wrist is your thing. Or if you want to join me stretching out your palms and your wrists, your fingers. Change the other side. That's really good. Maybe join me in just drawing a few more circles with the wrists here. Now today's practice wasn't a lot on the wrist actually. We've been mostly standing, but still it's really important to have good wrist health, not only as a musician, but just in general when you want to do physical activity, especially yoga. Great. We're going to take a moment here just to draw little U's with our nose. So you want to think that you're, or like U might not be the right term, but like a half circle maybe. Just bobbing the head up and down here, stretching it out. So we're cooling down. Feel it out. Great. So I want you to come back to all fours. So this part, I'm aware that this part can be a little bit difficult if you are not in your home or in a studio, aka, for example, if you're on tour. So this part is more just like a general one. I'm going to show another version of doing this spinal flexion seated afterwards, which can then be done instead of being on all fours. So we're just going to inhale here, drop the belly down. So you're pushing into all your fingers, flexing through your spine, looking up, but not crunching in the back of the neck. And on your exhale, you're going to draw your core muscles in and up as you round through your spine. Cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly down. Open up to the chest, cow pose, excuse me. On the exhale, round through, cat pose. Inhale, drop the chest, open the chest, cow pose. Exhale, rounding through, cat pose. One last one. Inhale, forward, opening the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Great. In your inhale, come back to a neutral position here. So still pressing away from the mat to create a nice line from the top of your head to your tail here. We're going to walk our palms back towards our knees again. And you're going to bring your big toes together and open your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. Bring your palms facing towards you, right inside of either knee. And sit back. And you can look forward, flexing through a little bit like we just did in cow pose. And look forward. Now, here comes probably the most ridiculous moment of this practice. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But trust me on this one. It's a nice release for emotional release, for tension, for stress. You're going to inhale through your nose. And on your exhale, you're going to let it all out. Mouth open, tongue out. Lion's breath. Let's do this one more time. Inhale. Opening through the chest. Exhale, lion's breath. Let it go. One more time. Inhale. Nobody can see you. Come on, let's do this. Exhale, tongue out. Lion's breath. There you go. Going to come in onto your bum now. So very mindfully make your way into like a seated position. So this part can be done anywhere because obviously you could do this on a chair, you could do this on a bed, on a couch, wherever. Just somewhere that you can be seated and still keep your spine straight. So we're going to do the same spinal flexion, more or less, that we just did on all fours, but we're going to do it in the seated pose. So you're going to bring your palms together. You're going to push them out in front of you, and then you're going to rise up, look up. So here you're flexing the spine. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring your palms back down, rounding through your spine, bringing your core in, and rounding through. Great. And inhale, up again, reach up, look up. Exhale, pushing those hands out in front of you, rounding through the spine. Great. Inhale, push out and up, flexing through the spine. Exhale, rounding through. Inhale, push out, up. Exhale, round through the spine. Great. This time, release your hands and you're going to stay here a little bit. So we're rounding through the spine, your chest, meeting your chin here. And just like taking a little quiet moment here. Just to relax as we're cooling down. You can even close your eyes. Really use this time for what it's worth, in whatever way that works the best for you. It's for you, so just make the most of it. And inhale, slowly begin to roll up again to the spine. You're going to bring your right hand to your left knee. You're going to bring your left fingertips behind you. And you're going to, I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to behind you. And you're basically going to inhale to lift up from basically the base of the spine. Lift up tall. And on the exhale, you're going to twist towards the left. So the idea here is not to put any weight in this hand or in this hand. We're just here for support. And you're just twisting. We're not trying to push ourselves into this pose because the spine has to be treated very carefully. It's more the intention. So inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. And on your next exhale, you can release and come back to center. So we're going to inhale, send the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you're going to start to rain it down towards the ground. So same thing here. If you're stopping here, that's completely fine. Just want you to keep a nice bend in your back here, like a nice flex in your spine. Bring your palms up towards the sky, facing up towards the sky. If you have the mobility, you can bring your forearms down towards the ground, even your head all the way down, if that's your thing. We're taking another introvert moment here, just for ourselves, looking in. And you're slowly going to start walking your fingers back in towards your body, if you were on the ground. And on your exhale, you're going to activate the core and roll up. Great. Bring your left palm to your right this time. Right fingertips behind yourself. You're going to, same thing as we did on the other side. Inhale to lengthen through the spine before you exhale, twist towards the right. Once again, no pressure in this hand, no pressure in this hand. We're just there for support and balance. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to twist. On your next exhale, you can release and come back to center. We're going to inhale, reach up towards the sky one more time. And exhale, same thing. We fold forward, but seated this time. Feeling it out in your body and seeing what feels right to you. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards your body, keeping your chin to your chest. On your next exhale, activate the core and roll up through the spine. And we're almost done for today, especially since I took so much time in the beginning, which I once again apologize for. You're going to inhale, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, you're going to rain your fingertips down. You're going to interlace your palms behind your back one last time, opening the chest. Look up. Be mindful of your neck here. Opening the chest up towards the sky. Any movement that feels good to you here, you can take it. Swaying something. And on your exhale, release. Inhale, bring your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you're going to sink up, and then you're going to come over into a side body stretch. So you can be here on the ground. You can come all the way down, whatever feels good to you. On your next exhale, you're going to bring your spine into a curve again, sending that arm out in front of you, coming through the center where you're in this curved spine. You're going to inhale, roll up, and the left arm goes up. On the exhale, sink up and over as you stretch towards the right this time. Once again, if there's any movement here that feels good to you, please take it. And on the next exhale, come through center, rounding through the spine here. And then rolling over. We can do this one more time. So inhale, bring your right fingertips up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, think up and then over before you tilt over towards the left. On your next exhale, bring your core toward your spine, rounding through, sending that right fingertips forward. And then inhaling to roll up. And the left fingertips go up here. And on your exhale, think up and then tilting to the right. Next exhale, core goes in, activated, navel to spine here, coming through center. And on the inhale, rise back up slowly. Very good. If there's anything else you feel like you need, like if you need to roll out the neck a little bit more, if there's any more tension you want to address, I invite you to do so. Otherwise, we're just going to finish off with a little shoulder roll. Now we're going to move into Sukhasana. Just a little bit of ending before the practice is over. So I invite you to bring your fingertips up to your shoulders, and we're just going to roll them. Bringing the elbows together, up and then down, shoulders relaxing down. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, shoulders relax down, elbows down. Inhale, up, shoulders down. One more time. Inhale goes up, shoulders relax down. We're going to switch. So inhale, shoulders go up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round through. Inhale, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round through. Inhale, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round through. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Let your arms fall down to your thighs, your knees, wherever you feel comfortable, letting them rest. And I invite you to keep the palms open this time, face towards the ceiling, in a very open and receiving pose. Usually we end our yoga practices laying down on our back in what's called Shavasana, corpse pose. And if you feel like that's the most relaxing for you, I invite you to do so. Please make your way to your back very mindfully, and you can end there today. Otherwise, like I said in my thought, I was trying to make something that was non-at-home practice friendly. So thinking that we would be maybe in a chair or something like that, I'm going to end here today in Sukhasana, easy pose. So once again, I invite you to find a lift through the front body, straightening the spine, grounding through the sit bones, through the back body. Opening your palms up towards the ceiling. And then maybe close your eyes or find a soft gaze. And we're just going to take a few seconds here to really, for one last time today, notice what is happening in our body, how this practice has affected you, both physically and maybe also mentally. Like, do you feel more calm right now, or did you manage to keep the focus on the breath? If not, absolutely no worries. It's not something that comes right away. It's just a matter of noticing and being aware. That's the point. Still breathing deep. When I first started yoga, I also wanted a way to just like really connect and stay in the present moment. Because I feel like a lot of us have a tendency to, well, life just moves by so fast and we kind of have this sense of things slipping away from us. Like things just move too fast and kind of get away from us before we really even realize what's happening. Yoga does so many things, I have to say, both for the physical body, the energetic body, for the mind. And one of those things for me was basically slowing time down and just once per day really living in the present moment and not thinking about what comes next, not thinking about what happened before, but just being. And I know that's extremely difficult. It takes practice. But I honestly believe it's very healthy. And it makes it much easier to realize what we really have in our lives. It makes it much easier to be grateful, to be aware. Still breathing deeper just for a few more breaths. I want you to slowly bring your palms together here. No need to open the eyes if they're closed. Just bring them together at your heart space very gently. At the beginning of the practice, I asked you to set an intention for yourself, or to dedicate the practice to someone. Like basically acknowledging where you want the energy that you're cultivating in this practice to be sent. Find a few moments here to reconnect with those thoughts that you had at the beginning of the practice. Really enjoying these last moments you have with yourself before you move into the rest of your day. I'm always using this moment not only to just be with myself and my breath, but also to just take a few seconds to show some gratitude. That's also something I think a lot more people out there could benefit from. We really look at what we have in our lives, even if things can be complete disasters sometimes. Most of us have something that we should be very grateful for. And now is that time to maybe acknowledge those. On your next exhale, let your chin drop to your chest, bowing down towards your palms. If nothing else, be grateful for your body. Grateful for everything it allows you to do, everything it allows you to learn, everything it allows you to experience while in this human place. Be grateful for the time that you've taken for yourself today. That's simply wonderful, I have to say. Good job if you showed up here, especially maybe if you haven't practiced that much before. I know this is kind of a big step to take, but I really, really appreciate you sharing that with me today. And it's basically that you showed up for yourself. Last, but not least, show some gratitude to the people that are in your life. Be grateful for them. Send them a little bit of love, some positivity, especially at this moment in time. I'm extremely grateful to every single one of you that came here today to practice with me, even with the challenges that we faced. I'm really, really happy that you made it to this point. The deepest parts of me acknowledge the deepest parts in you. And I wish you the very best. Namaste. a moment here to come back up, open up the palms, open up the eyes, come back to life, so to speak. Give yourself a moment here. If you want, this is an excellent moment to meditate if that's something that you're practicing currently. As I'm always saying, yoga was originally meant as some kind of movement meditation to prepare the body for the state of mind that is needed during meditation practice. So if you have the time, if you have the want, please take a few more minutes to yourself and just enjoy being you in this moment. If not, I just have to thank you guys so much for sticking with me for this practice. Once again, very sorry about the little challenges in the beginning. I really, really was happy to be able to share this with you guys today, and especially a practice that kind of was kind of close to my heart because it's reminding me of why I got into this practice to begin with. So I really truly hope that it could cultivate something positive for some people out there as well. And yeah, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you again, possibly next week. And in the meantime, please take very good care of yourselves. Stay home, stay safe, and